Over 60 carved limestone lintels like this one have been found in one Mayan city in present-day Mexico. The limestone lintels depict rulers, royal women, and other nobles performing rituals. This one is referred to lintel 24, and it shows the ruler Shield Jaguar and Lady Shock, his wife. It's from 709 CE. We know this because there are two inscriptions here. One is on the top left and another is in the middle left. And they record the date and the ritual. So they say bloodletting, October 28th, 709, and identified the king, Shield Jaguar, and Lady Shock. In this image, the king is standing and his wife is kneeling. She's kneeling on the ground and she's holding this cord that she brings to her tongue. And what she's doing is she's pulling a thorny cord through her tongue. And this is a ritual of self-mutilation. It was required of royalty since it was believed to maintain royal rule and to gain favor with the gods. This sacrifice also mirrored the Mayan story of creation, where the gods let their blood to create the human race. So that's what Lady Shock is doing. Shield Jaguar stands next to her, and he holds this long torch, which may set fire to the strips of paper dotted with blood, because she's been pulling this cord through her tongue, that sits in the basket between them. So this is a bloodletting ritual, and it probably is done on the date as a kind of anniversary ritual, the date marking Shield Jaguar's ascension to the throne. He wears really elaborate headgear. If you look closely, you can see that his headgear on the top there includes the shrunken head of a sacrificial victim. This proclaims his participation in a past ritual, also pleasing to the gods. So while Lady Shock is doing the present ritual, the shrunken head of a sacrificial victim refers to a past ritual that he participated in. Both of their faces are depicted in profile view, and that's really typical for the Mayan. However, this lintel is unique because if you look at Lady Shock, while her head is in profile, her body faces us in a very rare view in Mayan sculpture. We're just going to look at one Central Andes culture from South America. When we're talking about Central Andes cultures of the past, we're talking about present-day Peru and Bolivia. This is a narrow area bordered by the Pacific Ocean on the west and the Andes Mountains on the east. The cultures in the Central Andes area also had complex hierarchical societies with an elite and a common class. And they were also known for monumental architecture, but also their textiles and ceramics. Here we see two geoglyphs, or earth drawings. On the left, you can see a hummingbird shape, and on the right, a spider from the Nazca culture in present-day southwest Peru. The Nazca culture are known for these colossal earthworks called geoglyphs. So geoglyphs are earthen designs on the earth, created on a colossal scale. They're best seen from an aerial view. So these are aerial views seen from above. So they're really big. The hummingbird is 450 feet long and 220 feet wide. So how do they make these? Actually, it's pretty simple. So this area is full of dark stones. And so they took off the dark stones on the top layer of the earth, and they placed those on the edges to kind of make an outline. And they exposed the underlying light stones. So what we see here are designs created by the light stones that are exposed since the dark stones were taken away. So like I said, we have an image of a hummingbird on the left. The beak itself is 120 feet long. And they also created the spider here, but also monkeys, ducks, birds, even a killer whale. So These geoglyphs cover nearly 200 square miles near the foothills of the Andes Mountains. And so you can see a map here. So on the west side is the Pacific Ocean, and then you can see the Nazca, sometimes they're called the Nazca lines, there between the Andes Mountains and the ocean. The high Andes Mountains right there actually prevent moisture from the Amazon from reaching the coast. So there's very little rainfall to kind of mess these up. And water that does arrive really only comes from mountain runoff. The purpose and meaning of the geoglyphs are unknown. However, there are some guesses. The lines here are of stone are pretty wide. I mean, these are big, right? So the lines, which look really thin and narrow to us from these aerial views, are actually pretty wide, and they would have been wide enough to allow for ceremonial pathways, a clue to their possible use. Some of the lines do direct people to a Nazca religious center and pilgrimage destination, so it does seem possible that ancient Nazca people walked along these lines on their way to an important religious pilgrimage site.